Hi there, it's my first video. I finally decided to make it. This channel is all going to be about magic and my experience in the field of the strange paranormal things. I don't really know how to call it yet because I don't like this magic word or paranormal. Maybe it's just things that happen in the real world that can't be measured yet with the science we have. I don't have an interest and nothing yet. For the first video, I'm going to talk about the importance of choosing the right tools for your rituals, um, spells, whatever. Okay, when we speak about tools, we are referring mostly to the ritual, to the ceremonial magic. Why? Because some people might think that, oh, if I don't have the right tool, my spell is not going to get right. Or what point is the tool is not the magic. The magic is the will of the user projected out to the world. But it's important as a symbol of what you are trying to achieve. It's the same that with stones or herbs. Yeah, herbs have properties like heal this, heal that, do this, it's good for this also. But in the magic field, the important is the symbolism it holds, the kind of representation in the ceremony. You can have the best tools in the world, that if you are not in the mindset and if you are not correctly projecting your energy out to the world, you are going nowhere. The most basic magical tools, the athame, that is the ritual knife used for, don't know, cutting fruit, for engraving things in candles, for drawing the circle, the magical circle or symbols. Also, for me, the most important magical tool is my tarot deck, because it's the main divination way I use. For others, it will be the pendulum, but I don't really like pendulums. And the stones. That for me, that is the most basic. Other people can add cauldrons, goblets, whatever. But for me, those are not really important, because I was always like in the low budget side. So I just did with what I have around home, and it worked well. How are you going to choose your magical tools? Okay, first and foremost, trust your gut. Your instincts are never going to fail you. Whatever works for some person might not work for you. You can get a lot of recommendations like, oh, this is really good, okay, but maybe that person is not in the same frequency of energy than you, and maybe this tool resonates with them but not with you. So that's why it's important to trust your instinct. If you feel like, I don't really know how to explain this, because I'm kind of sensitive person. So if you're not a sensitive person, you might not feel this way, but you can build up the sixth sense with time. If I have this and I feel like kind of energy coming out of it, I'm going to feel it mostly with my hands. So you can always put your hands close to something, and you will feel like it has like its energy is some kind of almost physical barrier around the object that you can feel. Obviously, it's not something that prevents you to touch it, but it's there. It's like something that surrounds it. It's energy. So basic way to know if this tool will be working for you, it's to put your hands close to it and feel if you have this tingle in the palm of your hand. It is something that has an energy and that probably resonates with you. Sometimes it's so obvious that you are going to feel it directly, it's straight in your chest. It's like, whoa, okay, this is awesome. This have an awesome energy. This resonates with me. It also from the tingle of your hands. Also, you can feel a tingle up right here in your brain or in your neck. If you feel that when buying magical tools, go for it straight. For those people that doesn't have this ability yet or are not so sensitive, work with it. The best way to know if a tool works for you is to use it. For example, I have my old tarot deck here. This one I bought because it's very pretty. It's from Victoria Frances. It's a Spanish illustration artist, and I was so in love with her work that I absolutely had to buy it. As you can see, it's more on the goat side, like decadent, sad, goth wave. Don't know, it's really pretty, but these are the major arcana. The minor arcana, it's like this. You have masks, you have crosses, you have butterflies, and the other one I don't find, so roses. What happens that I can't absolutely read these ones? They say nothing to me. For someone that might have learned in a traditional way how to read the tarot cards, maybe it works because they know the meaning of the card. But I learned in my mom had a tarot deck around the house, and I took it and just started throwing, and I say, hey, this is, I can read this, I can get the meaning. So I didn't never buy this how to read tarot book or something like that. My housemate bought this beautiful one that is by Arthur Edward Waite, and I'm an absolute fan of Waite. I have this book here that I absolutely recommend, Lamps of Western Mysticism. I got this for free in a store back in Spain. They had this special offer. If you spend like 10 euro in the shop, you could take a book for free, and I absolutely not regret one single day of my life to picking up this book. It took me 5 years to finish to read it, but it's absolutely worth it. This kind man, also kind, came up with this tarot in collaboration with the sensitive and forestier, whatever, Pamela Coleman Smith. It has this card with the history of the tarot in here. She did the drawings that are like ideograms, and something, it's supposed to be something to appeal to the collective imagination of humankind, and they are so, when my housemate took them out when they came on the mail, they are so extremely easy to read. Like, I will just look at this and know exactly what it means. It's so easy to read, so it's important when you are going to be working with tools, not only trust your instinct, but be 100% sure that you can work with that tool, that it is good for you, that you are going to easily be able to understand it and work with it. Don't choose tools because they are pretty, because they are nice, because someone told you this is the best. Always choose for you. Talking about stones, we have to check the properties of them. For example, my favorite ones to work with is this magnetite. It's like natural. I love it for attracting things. It's also, I have this pirite or pirate. I don't really know how it's pronounced. This is the when we're talking about properties for stones, it really has more to do with the common uses we have given them. So with this one, we have made the magnets. So, okay, it's magnetic, it's going to attract things to you. This one, the pirate, it's commonly used for making coins. So it's obvious. It's used for making coins. Okay, I'm going to use it for money. So it's good. I also love to work with amethyst because it easily calms the mind of upset people. It calms feelings. It's an important source of boost of imagination. And my absolute favorite, that is moonstone. For me, this is the most powerful to go stone ever. I love it. So it's important when choosing pendulum, check what kind of material is it made of, and always check the properties of that stone. Uh, for me, I use this book. I'm not Wiccan anymore. I was Wiccan when I was a teenager, but I feel like Wicca has more common basic ways of practice that can be easily applied to any other way. So this one, it's Celtic Magic by DJ Conway. It has like a lot of herbs meaning and uses here, and also there it has the table of stones, the chart of stones, and yeah, anything that is DJ Conway, Scott Cunningham, or Llewellyn publications in general will be good for this, to getting to know you the meanings of colors, candles, herbs, stones, the most basic magic you can find. The last tool that we have spoken about before, that will be the asame, that is the ritual knife. I had one before, a dagger, very beautiful, like, but just the same that with the tarot deck, I only bought it because it was beautiful and I liked it, and I say, oh, it's so cool, I can use it for my rituals. But it didn't really have a resonance with me, a feedback. So I'm this kind of person that likes to pick up stones and shells, seashells, or when I go out in the country field, whatever. And one day I was by a lake and I found this beautiful stone. I don't really know what kind of stone is it, but I saw it and I instantly thought, oh my god, it's perfect. Just like love at first sight when you have something like this. And I brought it home, and now I use it for when I want to draw the circle, or maybe just put some words in the candle when I want it to burn away the. I love it, and I think it's a more natural approach to my spells. Basically, how to choose your magic tools. Trust your instinct. Don't choose because it's pretty or because someone recommended to you. Always try to work with that tool first in order to understand how it works and if it's good for you, if you can read it easily, whatever. I hope you like this first video. I know it's terrible. I need to get accustomed to this media doing what. If you liked it anyway, after all my rambling and nonsense, please give me thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content, you can always subscribe to this in my channel because I'm going to upload, I think, once a month. I want to keep it real. I'm not going to promise anything, but for sure, once a month, you're going to get a video about my experiences and advices about this magic. Is this video going to be a success? Prospect